Yes, beautiful morning to everyone. The another beautiful day of the nature of the season 2. Let us all begin this beautiful session of the meditation. Let us all sit in a comfortable position. Let's all find the comfortable position. Just cross our legs around. Close your eyes. Start observing what actually relax your body, relax your mind. No thoughts whatsoever in our mind. So travel into ourselves is one. Just treat ourselves all the thoughts. Think our mind into this way. So,
No thoughts whatsoever in the mind. Just be with your breath. Almost 1 minute, friends. Let us all be with our breath. Thirty seconds. Ten seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I request everyone to place our palms on our eyes. The 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. I welcome back everyone with a beautiful smile to the day 12 of Inner Nature and Outer Nature. So let me know, everyone, how was the meditation session? You can speak, you can write in the chat box, or you can write in the live chat if you're watching the YouTube. So how was the session? Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it peaceful? How beautiful it will be to start our day with the great personalities and meditating together. So yeah, I felt so happy personally seeing you all here. So yes, hello everyone, happy morning, and once again I'll welcome you all to the day 12th of Inner Nature, Outer Nature session. And now it's time to move for the wisdom session. Of course, we are eagerly waiting for that. And now today I am going to introduce one of the great personalities, not only in the PSSM, but also in the corporate world. And we all know him very well. So they are none other than Mr. Chandra Pulamarasetti, so the founder of Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation. So let me allow to introduce Chandra sir, the visionary behind Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation, with a remarkable career spanning entrepreneurship and a former vice president role at IBM Corporation. Chandra sir is not only a seasoned professional but also a meditation coach and esteemed board member and advisor to Pyramid Valley International, Quantum Life University, and others. Chandra sir attributes much of his success, including the acquisition of a software company, to the potent fusion of meditation and manifestation techniques. inspired and profoundly transformed by the teachings of Brahmarshi Pitamaha Patriji. He has delved into the wisdom of various masters from both Eastern and Western traditions, such as Dr. Joe Dispenza, Swami Rama, and among many others. With over 22 years of meditation practice under his belt, Chandra sir regularly imparts their knowledge to leaders and professionals, conducts multi-day meditation retreats, and actively participates in varied meditation service initiatives. Their vision aligns with that of Brahmarshi Pitamaha Patriji, spiritual world established in the shortest time possible, where every leader evolves into a meditation guide, contributing significantly to this transformative cause. So, a very beautiful morning to you, and we heartfully welcome you to the session, sir. We are eagerly waiting to learn many things from you. Literally, in the starting of the session, I wanted to speak many words, but after seeing you, I am speechless just because I'm so much excited to learn many things from you, sir. So the session is yours.
Thank you, Harshita. The meditation was very nice. You played a very nice music and you were gotten us into this deep space. Thank you for that.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, hi Anitha madam, wonderful to see you, Vinay, Harish Chandra garu. Inner nature, outer nature. I was contemplating on this title, and then I went back into the memory lane with Patrisa to 2015. What is your inner nature? And then how to carry yourself defines your outer nature. And when he gave this title to Buddhasya Quantum Foundation, that's what he meant. Be a Buddha inside, your inner nature is of that of Buddha. And your outer nature is to be that successful, enlightened CEO outside. When you have a Buddha nature inside, then you have to be an enlightened CEO outside. Be the best in both worlds is how he coined this word, Buddha CEO. Be the best in both worlds. Buddha symbolic of the best out there in the inside world. A CEO symbolic of the best in the outside world. Symbolic. Every individual is a CEO to their life, mask to the life. That's what we are talking about. So it is beautiful to see inner nature, outer nature reflecting that title. Buddha inside means, of course, very compassionate, knows everything, has clarity. Buddha means having highest amount of clarity. If we have clarity, then we'll never have a challenge in taking our next step. It's always that next step that we are taking is where the questions are, where we're not sure. When we're not sure, then consciousness also is not able to move forward. We call it lethargy, we call it procrastination, because we're not sure. Today one side, tomorrow another side. So we are giving conflicting intentions, and so consciousness is looking at it and saying, okay, so let me wait. Which way to go, don't know. So then it translates into lethargy, procrastination, not having clarity. But a Buddha has highest amount of clarity. Because we know the more we're meditating, the more we are going into the inner world, or the quantum field, or the field of infinite wisdom. And so then we continue to learn more and more. without any limitations of the rational mind. So having the clarity to the highest level means understanding what I'm supposed to do today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, next month. What am I supposed to do? It's called purpose. Having highest amount of clarity means somebody knows their purpose, their current purpose. Then I wake up in the morning, I know exactly where I'm going to put my attention on to. Tomorrow, I know what to do. Next month, I know what to do. My purpose is known. So there's no more dilly-dallying in coming to making a decision, taking the next step. That's all it is. We just need to take the next step. We need to have the clarity of the purpose. Today or a few days later. So that every decision we make is in our best interest for the highest experience that we are looking for. And I found this plenty in the journey with Patrisa throughout, that having the highest amount of clarity. SAR starts project after project after project after project. When you're starting so many projects every time, having that highest clarity. We would ask him, sir, this project is not even complete. So how are you starting one more? Remember 2007, Pyramid Valley International, where I've been very fortunate to be associated in bringing that in developing Pyramid Valley as one of the international centers. That I joined this team in the beginning, 2003. And so we acquired land, and so we built the base structure of the pyramid. Came 2007, by then, we had a very few structures. Didn't have anything of what it is today in 2007. But we had the base part of the pyramid, just the shell. And there's so much to be developed. And then suddenly Sir announced that we are now starting Kailaspuri project, a big mega pyramid, bigger than Bangalore pyramid. Bangalore pyramid 160 by 160, Hyderabad pyramid 180 by 180. By then, we as trustees and organizers are looking for raising donation desperately here. There is one of the largest projects for the PSS movement. Then, or rather, the only mega pyramid project as of 2007 was Pyramid Valley International. Only trust at that point for Pyramid PSS movement was the Pyramid Spiritual Trust Bangalore for the India. And so then, but suddenly Sir announced and said, we're going to build a bigger pyramid in Hyderabad. Then we all were very concerned, went to Sir as a board and said, Sir, how is it now? If you suddenly announce now donation here, there, everything gets split, people are going to be going that side now. Who's going to care about Bangalore pyramid? Hardly any meditators are there in Bangalore and Karnataka as of then. The Sir was very, very clear. He said, you're not going to wait for your second child to be born until the first child becomes 120-year-old. You're going to start off. You have first child and then the child is growing naturally. When the moment you start the child will grow as natural as anything else, like a plant and a tree once you seed it. So it is how it's going to be. So this project that we seeded in 2003, it'll grow. It is okay. It has its own energies. It has to grow because the purpose is there. It has its own purpose. Everything that has a purpose is going to grow. And so then you don't have to wait for this Pyramid Valley project to be complete before you start something else. The second child has to come, follow suit immediately as the first. Both are going to share with each other and then continue. So we're starting it. Sir's clarity was immensely, tremendously so much that we could learn every day, every moment observing him. And so this purpose is very, very important. for us to constantly align to, know and then align to. It's a big question to many of us. It is always a question to every person, because if you are able to align to purpose, then you know for sure, if you're aligned to the purpose, you know for sure, very, very contented. You know for sure, if you are aligned to purpose, then you're happy, you're contented. That means that you're having the highest, best experience possible for yourself. The other way to look at it. Best experience possible means your body is great, your mind is strong, you are carrying yourself in the best possible with everybody, you're creating things without any doubt and hesitation. You're finding great meaning in everything that you're doing every day. You're waking up out of the bed in the morning and saying, wow, I got something great to do. You're jumping out of the bed because you know that you're experiencing the best. And so then it is good to understand. Of course, we know that meditation helps us to tune into a purpose. So I'll talk a few things about how do we align to a purpose. Let me share a few slides on this topic. How much time do I have, Harshita?
You can take up to 8, sir. 7:58.
Okay, no problem. I just need about half an hour. Then it should be fine. So visuals are great. If we have visuals, then we are recording a lot more deeply in our brain. So knowing your purpose. Thank you to Hari madam and every one of you for giving us this great opportunity. I always cherish every speaking opportunity. Every time there is an opportunity to share, it's wonderful because it's giving me more clarity. And of course, it's helping us in the group to gain further as a group clarity. So Patriji has been phenomenal in my life. Patriji is the inspiration for Buddha Siva Quantum Foundation. In 2015, Sar said, coined this word Buddha Siva. Is a Chandra, so we must take this at a leadership level. You know, PSS movement is working greatly across every corner of India and worldwide to everybody, everywhere. But the leadership also can be created great awareness about the importance of meditation. And so then he asked to do a few conferences. We did a conference on Buddha Siva in 2015, 2016. Then there was a break, and then COVID came. I came into full time. I resigned my job that time, became a lot of interest towards by 2019, I had a lot of interest towards sharing and walking the path of Patrisa in taking this message to everybody full time. And so then I came out of my job in the year 2019 from IBM. And then Buddha Siva Quantum Foundation started in 2020 with his guidance and amazing clarity of what the foundation would do from him. And so today, we're able to do tremendous amount of work worldwide into the leadership, into the officers, into corporates, taking a scientific voice, which is essential, a non-religious voice and scientific voice. And so then more and more leadership can take on and then look at meditation a lot more closely, so that there is a possibility of to make it into a policy. So working towards it. Our goal is to make this meditation a policy, that in every department of government, it may be there, dream about a meditation department in the government, a meditation department, because it's so holistic. It is there in every field. Yoga became part of Ayush. in Indian government, but meditation, we imagine it to be a separate department by itself, which is giving guidance to every other department in the government. And so we are most certainly moving and doing work towards that direction in whatever we're doing. Example being the most recent one called the Global and Regional Conference of Meditation Leaders. We started doing different places. We've done one in Delhi. We did one in St. Louis, USA, this last week, and more to come. Pyramid Valley International is an amazing, amazing institute. This started, and then for various ways it grew. The project started with just 10,000 rupees in bank, but dreamt of multi-crore project. And then rightfully so, as Sar said, it will grow. You just have to patiently be there, no matter what happens. If you don't go away from whatever that you take up, and especially if you take up something very strongly supporting you in your journey of meditation or spirituality, then you're absolutely crossed over to the other side. You just have to hold on to that support. And Pyramid Valley Project is a strong support for me. In spite of many, many challenges that you feel, maybe because of job challenges, because of project challenges out there of various reasons, we stuck to this, didn't leave, because that is again another core message from Patriji sir always. It's easy to go away from something, but it's difficult to patiently to hold on to something. Then it is absolutely you will see the growth of it. You will see the joy of it fulfilling its purpose. So we held on to this, and then this project grew and grew. Today, we are proud that this single project alone within PSSM served more than 3 million people in the quest for spiritual wisdom and knowledge since the time its inception. Now one can say, okay, we don't have money, we don't have this, we don't have that, so let's wait, so nothing would have happened. But this Grandmaster's great vision that you start, you plant the seed, things will grow. And then today, this project grew so much, and I was very, very happy and fortunate to be part of it. Now, the PSS movement has many such projects. Right now, Buddha Purnima, which is a very, very wonderful program that happens annually in Pyramid Valley, and there is that program promotion is going actively. Now, there is a beautiful site. There are 20 at least different spiritual entities within PSSM, just in Karnataka, doing tremendous amount of work, all to the vision and inspiration of Patriji sir. All of them doing the same work. And that's his vision. The vision is to go and then do in every possible way. Buddha Shiva has one voice, SWAGG has another voice, and PMC has another voice. So now everything has different voices. And so then you go and then reach out to different people and entities. So the understanding that Patriji always gave, that meditation and wisdom, PSS movement path is Jnana path and Dhyana path. It's not just meditation, not just wisdom, combining both. When you combine both, then we are absolutely changing our reality. Where the biggest principle of thoughts create reality is fundamental core to the spiritual side. So we all understand this. And so we are on a wisdom path and a meditation path. And so we are shifting our mindset. And so then we're changing our reality to greatly, right? There is science for it, conscious mind, subconscious mind, how they're playing. One restless, another is limited in nature due to the conditioning. So meditation and wisdom are actually working on reshaping our mind. And so then we have a great new reality, right? And so then, in summary of meditation, while of course this class is not about science of meditation, but we know many things happen to each of us. We are becoming more joyous, we are more growth-minded. That means we're always saying something new. We're not sticking to our old self, old guns, and saying it's not possible, that's not possible. We're more positive. We are ready always. Every pyramid master is always ready to do something new, jump into do. We're more ownership driven. We don't bring problems. We don't complain. We don't blame people. Every meditator then is always working out of abundance and joy. They're not trying to manipulate others. They're not trying to take away from somebody else. And then more heart-centered, more connected to your inner feelings, less to the mind, less to what others are telling you to do. Instead, you're more connected to yourself, right? This is a new self that meditation is helping us greatly. So talking about purpose, then meditation, of course, is bringing the biggest clarity, right? It's giving us a lot of clarity. What is it doing? When we regularly meditate, and the more we learn from what others have done in their life, successful people, spiritually enlightened people, and when we are reading their biographies and then reading their life experiences in the form of books and the lived experiences, and while meditating, all the unwanted clutter, meditation is removing, number one, right? Meditation is removing the clutter from the mind. So then we are limited with most inspiring thought with us. Then second, the more we are reading from others, the more clarity we gain, because now there's no clutter. Something is not coming in and then cluttering our mind. And then second, then we are clearer in our mind. And that time we read, we learn from others, then of course that is making us contemplate better. And so then we reason it out, we get to better insights. And so then we come to understand what exactly should I do? So purpose is happening when you regularly meditate. But let's understand a little bit about what some of these great masters have said about purpose. Mahatma Gandhiji, greatest master, Patriji had so much respect for Mahatma Gandhiji. Pyramid Valley has a beautiful statue of Gandhiji in the meditation posture. And Mahatma Gandhiji said, like any great spiritual master, he said, purpose is to know oneself. Purpose is to know oneself. And then he said, the way to know oneself is by losing yourself in doing boundless, selfless service to everybody. Know yourself, and then how do we know yourself? By losing yourself, but doing boundless and selfless service, unlimited service and selflessness. Nothing personal, no personal agenda here. Then he says that one can know themselves greatly. If you know yourself, then of course you're so happy. Dalai Lama ji, and of course, world has great respect for these masters. I, for one, believe that you are in a place and position where if many are looking up to you for guidance and direction, that means that master definitely has something in them. Something of higher consciousness is there in them, and so then people around look up to them. In a retreat in Sedona last month, earlier this month in US, and Ashaji is here, and she was there in the retreat. And then there is a ceremony we did of a medicine man. The medicine man gave something very interesting. He was a localite from there. Is a localite. The medicine man is local there. He gave something interesting, an insight. He said, whenever you see something different around you, then there is consciousness in that. So if you find somebody, you got among people, you find somebody who's looking different, something different with that person, there's consciousness in them. We find, a mountains are there, suddenly something is looking different. So there's potentially consciousness there. That's how the culture is, that when you see something different around you, there is consciousness. There is something, there is that godliness in it, that the additional thing that is descended out there, that you can draw that inspiration from there. Maybe there's energy there, there is wisdom there, there is, of course, inspiration there. There are three, right? Consciousness is these three. It's energy, it's wisdom, and it's inspiration or will. Invariably, we'll find one of these three in anything that looks different, anything that's different around. That's what this medicine man was sharing. I thought that's pretty cool. You go into Himalayas, you suddenly find it to be so majestic, so something different than any other mountain. course, you walk into Pyramid Valley, it's something different. You got something totally different than anything else that you see in that pyramid. Is so different. It's got to have something special. Just by going by these Native Americans, their wisdom, that anything different has some consciousness. Great to see you, Pari, there. So, so purpose. Then let me put the slides back. So Dalai Lama is saying somebody who is always looking up to, many people are looking up to him. So there's got to be something in him. He's saying that very purpose of life is to be happy, fine. Deep inside, we are seeking contentment. Ultimately, everything we're doing is for contentment and joy. And then he's saying that is found in his limited experience by caring for the happiness of others. So he's essentially advocating that you do service, right? Do service and then find happiness in others, and so automatically you're happy, contented. Mahatma Gandhi said the same, except that Mahatma Gandhi said, purpose is to know yourself, great master, Mahatma. And so Dalai Lama said, okay, do service, and so you're going to be joyful and contented. Now, Deepak Chopra, Dr. Deepak Chopra, such an amazing master from India who's produced, hundreds of books that he's written. Patriji introduced this in the beginning, and I read this book called Ageless Body, Timeless Mind. Amazing, amazing masterpiece. And then so many other. If you not read this book called Synchro Destiny, I really encourage, especially people in the beginner path, even otherwise. Synchro Destiny is an amazing book that sort of helps us to strengthen our meditation practice. Because we all have so many synchronicities, even just identifying what a synchronicity is and then making sense of it. A lot of that guidance and is given from this book called Synchro Destiny from Dr. Deepak Chopra. Now he says, great, he says service is the way to do, purpose is to do service. But he said something more, and I really like the clarity he gave, applying your unique talent. We all have unique talent. And so you figure it out. What is my unique talent? That unique talent is that godliness in each of us, that's something given to us uniquely, which can help somebody else, right? Because if I have something unique, suppose I draw beautiful mandalas, then I must be giving that because that's so unique. And then somebody else will find joy in that expressing my uniqueness. Then it's not boring. Everything unique means, because we as young individuals, our soul nature is to be experiencing new, always. Because there's infinity to experience, it always wants to experience new, not the same old stuff. And so then identifying your unique talent and applying towards service of others is your purpose. You're saying that's your wheel of dharma. Mahatma Gandhi said, do service to humanity, selfless service. And of course, Dalai Lama said the same thing, do service. And then Deepak Chopra is saying, do service, but apply your unique talent in doing service. Patriji gave this beautifully several times. And I really loved him. And now I read back. He said, today I teach English, right? Based on my skill, I can teach English, I can teach mathematics, I can teach computer science, when I'm a computer engineer. Then I can teach leadership skill because I've been into the corporates, into leadership, and then trying to manage how to motivate people, inspire. I can do leadership, but I can teach meditation. So what should I choose? What is unique to me that I choose? Should I teach English? Or of course, I can also sweep floors. I can construct. I can help build pyramids. I can manage finance. Many things are there. But what should I do? What is unique to me that many others do not have? So when I looked at it, Buddha's Quantum Foundation happened. Because I said something that's unique to me, and I look at it around me in the entire corporate world and then everywhere around. So yes, I've got this ability to work with leadership, But then I've got this great ability of teaching meditation, talking about meditation, this whole wisdom of meditation that many others do not have. As I know computer science, that is the technology I know. I have technology. I can go and build more technology. I can do another leadership consulting firm, or I can do something combined, but then I won't do justice because the meditation knowledge and wisdom that I had in the corporate world and the world that I am in is not there with many people else. So then I recognize my unique talent would be then to apply this meditation wisdom into the corporate world. And where should I apply to everybody or maybe to the leadership? And then I recognize that my unique talent is to be able to work with leadership, while of course I can work with everybody. But if there is someone that can work with leadership, it's great. Why not? A leader has so many resources. A leader has so many resources that helps to influence, help to roll things better because at they have so many resources at their disposal. And so that Buddha's quantum foundation purpose then is to take meditation into leadership uniquely. That is my unique talent, so we can express it. And we attract a whole set of people of that nature so that we actually do this. Unique talent is that we look at and say, what is unique to me? And then we apply it. Undoubtedly, that's why Sar always said, anyone coming into meditation, eventually their purpose is going to be teaching meditation. It's got to be that, or spreading meditation, because it becomes so unique. There can't be any more doubt about it. It becomes that easy when you apply this principle of Dr. Deepak Chopra. No doubt that meditation service is the way to go. Eventually, for someone who is coming into meditation, of course, there is a period where we may not resonate to it fully, right? And so, then what did Patriji say then? Purpose of every person on this earth, Patriji said even more deeper. He said, use three words: highest possible enjoyment, entertainment, and enlightenment. Is referring to body, mind, and soul. He said, we have these three bodies, or no, many more, of course, but you simplify into these three. We have body, we have mind, we have soul. And so give enjoyment to the body because we are here to experience greatly this world. PSS moment is one moment which is giving the highest knowledge to say, experience this world greatly, experience the energy world greatly, both. Material world, energy world, both. Don't give up one for the other. It doesn't have to. This is our creation. That is what we are. And so then why would you give up our creation? The highest possible enjoyment, highest possible entertainment to the mind. And then enlightenment to the soul. So understand highest possible enlightenment, that we know ourselves fully. That's what he called it, friendship, mastery, and then godhood, right? And so Patriji is talking about purpose for anybody is to be experiencing this life beautifully and dream and then do many things in the mind world, in the thought world, and then of course have that clear understand that we are that. No one needs to suffer. And then his idea and his thought is that purpose, if you align to these three, if you pursue these three simultaneously, then you will never suffer. If you just did only service, then potentially you're going to be having unhappy moments many a times. That's what he's saying, unless you understand yourself. You just did service without understanding yourself. And probably that's what he's saying. If you're not enlightened, there'll be some cause of suffering. And so it's very, very, very clear that we're looking at enjoying do three things with three bodies. So dear friends, with keeping all of this in consideration, so if I am where I am today, taking cue from all of that, we can look at and say, purpose is to applying our unique talent in service of others. First of all, recognizing that there is purpose for each of us is there. That's the first thing. We cannot be random existence, isn't it? So there is first thing is we are You hear me, there is a great purpose. If a phone has purpose, a book has purpose, of course we have purpose. Most intelligent system in the planet is human. And there's got to be some clear purpose. So purpose is there. Applying a unique talent in service of others can be the underlying thread. We really contemplate on it and say, what is my contribution to others? What is that unique talent that I'm born with, or no, I'm today given to? Not just born with, by the way. We all are given at different parts of our life experiences because they all contribute towards our unique talent. Sum it up. For example, I've been given a lot of unique talent as technology experience, computer science, technology. We utilize technology greatly in doing things much faster, in utilizing this globally, and bringing it up. We're building a meditation app, doing the best possible way. Purpose is varying from time to time, of course, no brainer, right? It is varying from time to time. There's no such thing as it's only this I have to do. What do I mean by that? Time to time. For example, there is a time in a meditation service, there is a time where I was very, very happy, for example, helping do the pyramid construction. I was there at Kailaspuri for a year. I was there at Pyramid Valley for multiple years. I was finding great joy in, for example, just, getting to a vendor, talking to them, getting them to do this work, that work, in just construction development. It's still part of meditation service. But then after a few years, suddenly what I was doing and very, very happy about was no longer interesting to me. And what became more interesting was to invite many, many masters to do programs and workshops. I did that for a few years. Then I lost that interest. And of course, it is great. It is really beautiful to do it every now and then, but not as like every day. Then I recognized that no, there is a lot more interest in going about teaching or sharing what I'm doing. So I'm doing this today. Then I'm already looking at something else is developing. Writing, something else is developing. Suddenly, in the last few years of teaching, something else is developing. I feel like doing more writing, so that is developing, that interest is there. Purpose is varying from time to time in what we do. So we are absolutely okay. And then constantly looking at and saying, listening to ourselves. It varies from person to person. And so then it need not be that, overarching may be there, something may be there. Some people are clear. Ramana Maharshi was clear, Patriji was clear right in the beginning, and so then went about dedicating his entire life for spreading meditation service. But it need not be so for everybody. We need not know also. We just need to know, what do I need to do today for the next few weeks, months? That's all we need to do. We don't need to know. We don't have to know how many steps are there. We start climbing stairs, you know it. Every time the steps you start climbing up, you'll only be revealed few steps. You finish them, you reveal another few steps. It's bound to happen. The path is going to be shown if we know what we need to do for the next few steps. So then, what is the way we're tuning in? So we're doing three things, dear friends. How do you align to your purpose? Listening to your heart, inner voice. Yes, we hear this all the time. Meditation, constantly listening to your heart and inner voice. What is it that I feel like doing? I'm hearing many things from people. Somebody's telling me go and do meditation service. Somebody's saying, hey, you have such a huge talent, you can go on and start this business. You know what? You are just so natural solving problems. Maybe you can just take up this particular thing in this ombudsman in government. Many things are there. What is it that you should do? Oh, you seem to be so easily conveying. So why don't you take up teacher post? You go and teach. What should you do? Listen to your heart and inner voice, one. And then two, do meditation service for a few months. Then you'll automatically know what you should do. Three, if you're not sure about either of these, then do something new. Experiment. Always do something new. Iteration. So we're looking at this little bit more. Number one, listen to your inner voice. What is the best way? Meditation is the greatest way to listening, paying close attention to what is it that I must do. That clarity comes from inside. It removes the clutter, and so then we are more feelings driven. We are paying close attention to What if I do, will I be very, very happy? I remember this clearly when my company was getting acquired by IBM in 2016. By default, I was thinking that I will exit as soon as my company got acquired by IBM. I'll come out immediately and then take up full-time service. That is how I was thinking, actually, honestly. I was waiting for those things to happen. But something beautiful, something different happened. In a span of 3 weeks, just before my company acquisition was happening, in a span of 3 weeks, suddenly this inner voice, what we call something is inside, was started developing. It was telling me, Chandra, why do you want to resign right now? You're going to a company called IBM, and you want to teach into company corporates and then do this work. Why can't you do inside IBM? This is the voice. I had never even thought about that I will stay in another company to do an employment. Because that's what happens when you get acquired, you go into employment. This voice was coming. I said, wow, this is strange. Where is it coming from? Second day, third day, it kept building up and saying you will be far better in continuing in IBM for some more time and then doing what you want to do to teach meditation than to exit as soon as the company get acquired. What was I thinking? I will, as soon as possible, acquisition is over. And then I was talking to always Patricia several times, sir, I really want to hang up on my corporate career, come back and then do what you're doing. He used to tell, wait, Chandra, wait, not in a hurry, it'll come. That's a great master. They always look for your best, not their best. And so that inner voice developed for me in the acquisition time, said, you're better off being in the company of IBM and then do work for some time as opposed to exit immediately and then be full-time doing some service. So I did that. The meditation is always giving us that voice. It is helping us do it time to time. We pay close attention to it. Your morning time, when you wake up in the morning, brushing your teeth, don't fill up your mind. Instead, just see what is playing in your mind at that point, because invariably that voice is heard then when you are totally clear, right? We contemplate on experiences we're receiving, the synchronicity that are happening to us, the people coming in suddenly telling you that strange message and go away. They're all called inner voice. Anything that you least expect, and things are happening to you least expect, potentially an inner voice that is coming to you. Listen to that, and then so you'll be able to figure out, stitch a few things together to say, this is what I'm going to do. Second thing is do meditation service. When you're having a hard time finding what that is, just come in and do service. Become a member at SWAGG, at PSM Global, at Pyramid Valley, at Buddhasi Foundation. Do some service. It doesn't matter. We've seen it time and again when somebody comes and suppose you don't have a job. You know why job is not there? No clarity. Job is not there because there's no clarity of what exactly to do. And so then there is no job. And so if you take a meditation service, we have seen it that in a few months, typically people have found their fundamentally their dream job, their dream project, whatever that they want to do, they went back to that after doing a few months of service, meditation service. They went back with a lot of interest towards that clarity towards their business that they wanted to start, they did. So doing meditation service is a second great way that we can come to know about the purpose, but you have to trust. This is based on experience that we are saying, that take up something. And many, many youngsters do this today. And then by the time they finish their assignment as a service, and they are invariably coming and saying, you know what, I needed to go and earn while I also can do this. So they find the place where they can actually do their service. Not only they earn to the job, satisfied to their intellect, they're satisfying their intellect or whatever they're doing while they're also doing service. Third thing, dear friends, is when you are not too interested in meditation service, and then you're not able to tune into your heart, inner voice not clear, don't know what to do, then do something. A life spent making mistakes is more honorable than doing nothing. George Bernard Shaw. Always do something. Because doing something, we gain an experience, we remove by iteration what is not interesting to me. So we call this try something new all the time. Rather than waiting to know exactly what to do, whatever is there within your power, you go and do it. And at least you will know whether you're liking or not liking. If you don't like, okay, fine, do something else. This is what most people do. But with meditation, we invariably find our voice pretty quicker. Most people do before meditation, keep doing something else, which is great, but at least you should do something. If not, not just sit idle. Oh, I don't know. If I do this, oh, my money will go waste. If I do this, my people won't like me. If I do that, I don't know what's going to happen. We're always in this analysis, and so we're paralyzed. We don't do anything. It's called paralysis by analysis. We've got to go, let go, and then just do something and say, okay, let me jump in. So when you jump in, and then there are a few concepts are there, I encourage you to join one of the sessions further. There is something called going into the flow. You go into the flow, and then you will know whether it is something that you're really going to like or not like. If you apply the concept of flow concept, then you will know in whatever that you're going to do, whether you really like or not. For example, you feel like you have to do meditation teaching, you want to give up your job and then do meditation teaching. But you say, don't have to, suddenly that's not clear. Do one class first. Make that flyer by yourself. Don't delegate to anybody else. Don't make that flyer by yourself. Do everything that is required for meditation service or teaching. You make your own flyer, your own bridge. Go on and do your own with your own interest. Go on and spread it to few people. Make phone calls. All you do by yourself. You do not delegate to somebody else. All of that. When you do every little task by yourself in whatever that you want to do, and if you find joy and happiness, then that means you're going to like it. Right? It's called going into the flow. You find joy and happiness where you are losing time and space. That means forget yourself in doing that work. You're going spreading pamphlets everywhere. You don't even see time watch. Oh, doesn't matter. You keep doing it. You're designing the flyer. You're lost in it. You're putting more and more new elements into the flyer. You're lost. That means you're going to enjoy that whole work of teaching meditation. And so you'll be happy to go and do it. This is what you'll get when you try to do something new and you go into the flow. A few tips are given here. In when you're doing something new, try these things. Out of comfort zone, you want to try it, not in the comfort zone, not in the free time. You got to take time and then do it. And then you do that one specific task, and then you recognize that whether you're really going to like or not. You like one small meditation class, you do a second one, you like that also, you do a third one, like that also. That is the time to give up your job. You don't have to just rock the boat right in the beginning. So, dear friends, talking about purpose then is to 3 ways we can tune in. And then we are saying, listening to your inner voice, meditation is the greatest way. Do meditation service. Don't think anything. Just come in and join any of the projects and do meditation service, not any social service, meditation service. Very important. Because it creates the environment of learning, practicing meditation, being with people who knew about meditation, and then it helps you to read and get inspired. And so that's why meditation service is important, to gain that clarity. Or do something new, continue to experiment by going into the flow. When you do these 3, we sure are aligned to the purpose. Thank you very much for joining and understanding this concept of how we can move ourselves to experience the best into our life. Yes, so I'm handing back to you.
Thank you, sir. What an incredible session it was within a less time. You gave us a lot of clarity about how to find the purpose of our lives. So really, we are very grateful to have you in this session. We have learned so many things. So it's time to have the questions. So let's take few questions from the people. So if you have any queries, you can text in the chat box or you can ask.
Thank you, Chandra, for coming in here.
Let Marie say a few words. Yes.
Yes. Hi, Chandra. Thank you so much. And I know that you have a very, very pretty busy schedule. you have been doing, RCML, Regional Conference for Meditation Leaders, and it's a huge success, I must say. Great event that is happening, and you're creating more and more events. So like everyone come together, and all the leaders, all the world leaders to come join spirituality and become a Buddha CEO. So that is an amazing thing that you have started, and the way you have put the learnings from Patriji and how you have incorporated into corporate life, that's amazing. Thank you so much for doing what you're doing. And the purpose which you have talked about, it's really true. Only the purpose is learned only when you follow your heart. And because when you do meditation, you shut your mind off and then you go into your heart and you find out what is it that you have to do. So I always thoroughly believe that the what should be asked to your heart and the how should be asked to your mind. So this is how we do it. And meditation service is very, very important, as you said, as you rightly said, Chandra. And we always try to follow as much as possible to spread meditation and ahimsa to the entire world. And in that endeavor, Paima is doing a great job. All the youngsters are doing a great job in creating those events and striving a lot. And all they are all like youngsters. This Paima, Vinay, Harshita, and earlier Mansi was doing, and even Harish Chandra. They're all Paima people doing their work to spread the meditation and ahimsa. So learning the purpose of life and just going with it, just going with the gut feeling of it, learning the purpose and following it and doing the meditation service is, yes, a very important part of life. Thank you so much, Chandra, for bringing it in. And yeah, it's work is going on. Yes, Chandra.
Yes, thank you. Yes, the regional conferences that we started now after the global conference that you were there in Delhi.
Yeah.
Is it was very, very beautiful, meaning the model is working quite well, because what we did some elements, right? We had those videos, we have brochures, we have the pamphlets. PMC Hindi did such a great job in creating those documentary style videos for each of the excellence categories. So it was simply depending on the audience. In St. Louis, when we did it, just had to pick a module, right? Okay, this audience is coming, a lot of doctors are coming, we'll do health excellence. And then, of course, organizational excellence is by default there, because we want to see that everywhere we're going to by default have that with meditation. So we just took these two modules, right? And if they had more educationists, we would put education excellence there, right? So this is, so it was very, very easy to plan. And then, of course, the team did a tremendous job and doing this event. Many, many senior doctors, established doctors from there, and of course, many business owners came in. It was a small event, by the way. It's only about 120 people, but then good part of 50% are senior people are there, and which is important in they taking on thinking about meditation. We're quite happy about it in doing this. We are planning to do 3 or 4 more before we do the next GCML next year in April. Okay. But 3 more will be there. Vijay said Hyderabad will do 1. Chennai want to do 1. Coimbatore and Dubai. I think these events are planned once in every 2-3 months. Like the IFSS style, IFSS was always doing, right? 1, 2, 3 months. We will do these regional conferences like that every few days. Okay. Another thing happened. Many few Caucasians who were there in this event were very interested to take this forward. Okay. They just straight out, that one of the speaker, the Eric, straight out was like, he said, yes, I want to be real associated. Brent is another CEO from another fintech company. He is very, very keen in associating in what we do. Because of this whole one thing, Pari, the meditation, our meditation is, is 3 things, right? We look at, everybody asks, oh, there is so many other spiritual organizations. Already they're so popular, that is so popular. So why this once again, one more? Why one more, right? This is very important that we have to have this answer, right? And we know this, that it is the most simplest. We know it. Other things require a procedure of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So many points have to be done one after the other, too many steps. Many of them require a special seat. Many of them require a special place. We don't need any of them. We just sit down in the same office cabin and then do it, right? Simplicity, the most simplest. And it just really adopts itself to the place where you are, doesn't matter. So that's one, right? We know it. Second, we're talking is non-religious. It's very important as you go into the leadership. They have to see that it's non-religious. It doesn't definitely come from any specific religion. That's why, most of the subject content, we are looking at as much as possible, taking from modern philosophy, Zen and this and that, but then even examples we're giving as much non-religious, but they know there is non-religious, right? So the scientific voice is added, it's non-religious. If there are three, of course, we are taking a science voice to it. So, but then why this compared to many other? Yes, because it's scientifically there and it's so simple, and it can be really rolled across the board. There's the only technique that can be rolled across the board. Across the board means whether it is to a villager, to a second-tier town, or a high-flying corporate executive, this is it, right? And so we find this that way, that it, that eventually Patriji always said, the entire world has to embrace it. And we are seeing, even though there are some other organizations very popular out there, what the organization I'm referring to out there, they're very popular worldwide. Now you see on YouTube is every second video is that. But when we actually firsthand talk about and then introduce technique, some of these leaders are saying, this is what I want to take it forward, right? So good to have that, good to know that. Patriji empowered us with something like that. Okay. Yes.
Absolutely. And I think the reason why there's so much of acceptance right now is because the heart was missing. In every corporate that we say, in every company, that's where it's too much mind oriented. So the main element that the heart was missing, which you have brought to them, I think that is what they were missing. The heart of heart or the soul that we speak about, that is what was missing, and that completes them right now. So they are successful in the corporate fields now. They are equipped with the heart. I think that's how they were waiting for you to come in and introduce the heart to them, so that they become complete.
Two things are there. You are absolutely right. I think there's a majority where, of course, spirituality is lacking out of, we always know, out of ignorance or lack of understanding. But majority now what we see, if we go and then talk about meditation to them in some way, you will recognize that they're also doing a spiritual practice. Almost majority of the people are doing a spiritual practice. I can't tell you, even in the United States, more than 80% of the staff is there. They all learned meditation one way or the other. A cab driver is meditating. When I was there in a haircut shop, that barber was meditating. Then he knew about mindfulness. But now talking about leadership, invariably, when I speak to somebody, they say, yes, I'm doing some practice, either contemplation, maybe they're doing Isha, art of living, something they're doing. But they don't know that practice they're doing cannot be adopted generally in the corporate, because it comes with some religious connotation. It comes with a lot of things. It's not that simple. They do not even really understand. One of the CEOs in Bangalore who runs, he's a Jain, and then runs a company. And this is what he told. Once we introduced meditation intro class, they said, oh, meditation can be brought to corporate like this. It is that simple, and scientific is also can be taught like this, because they were practicing something. It always required a whole bunch of procedures. You got to do some pranayama, you got to do this, some asana, you got to do something, and then comes meditation. And you can't think of doing it in the corporate. But you may be CEO, but you can't introduce it. And so if you can't introduce, then you don't talk about it, right? That's what we've seen. So they are aware, they don't talk because either they're not sure whether it can be introduced, because maybe religion, it is too complex to introduce, or it is too much taboo. Even still, they feel taboo, so I can't speak about it. Oh no, this is more personal, can be part. That's what we are doing. When we go and speak about it, we are bringing a science voice so they feel comfortable, and then immediately coming up and saying, and of course, they find the simplicity of breath mindfulness meditation to easily switch to, or at least introduce that to the team, while they may still continue with their practice. We are fine with it. We are fine with it, right? We are open to all techniques where we know that eventually everybody is going to be guided to the breath, and so then they got to take Ana-Pana-Sati, right? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that is what it is, right? I mean, everyone knows what needs to be done, but sure, everyone needs guidance, everyone needs that support that has to be there. And you have brought science also there. So thanks to you for doing that. And yes, my dear friends, I need to announce you that maybe you do not know, most of you do not know that Buddha CEO app was launched earlier in Delhi. Everyone, please download that app onto your phone, and you will find so many classes, live classes, meditation sessions, and so many other workshops that are happening throughout the globe. All the sessions are there in that app. Please download that app, Buddha CEO app. And also, if you want to join them, work with them, you can go to the website and contact them. So Chandra was also looking for some people. If I have seen the recent ad that, looking for some, I don't know what the posts were, but they were looking for some people. So please go and check out the Buddha CEO app, and also check out their website. Great programs that have happened, are happening, and will happen. So great work. And especially I want to mention Vani Madam, Chandra sir's better half, if I have to say. So she has been a beautiful supporting pillar for him. She has been also been taking classes, and both of them are such wonderful masters, such beautiful masters. They are spreading the word of meditation ahimsa through the corporate world and enlightening everyone. So the entire Buddha CEO team, and even Sagar Garu, Sai Krupa Sagar Garu, is also doing a great role in that, and the whole team is a beautiful team. I had once visited the office, and it was a beautiful environment where everyone works with cooperation and friendship, and that kind of beautiful environment is there. So each and every office should be like that. It has to be mind and heart, both together. So that is what I wanted to say. Please download the app.
Thank you. Thank you. We are working constantly in adding SAR's wisdom. They were slowly getting added, but I think we're going to automate the way to pull his wisdom, because there's so much, but we are adding it as much, and many things are, of course, happening. We'll open it up to a much larger forum as we build more features. We have to build another 1 year it'll take to build some more features. Then many more masters' wisdom will come onto this platform. Okay, just looking at it. I have my good friend here with an executive from Bank of America in US. Srinivas is joined. Srinivas.
Yes, thank you, Chandra. Yeah, great session. I actually, I was just curious. I came across this flyer, right, that you're going to speak on this platform. I don't know anything about this platform. First time joining this. I was just curious. What would Chandra say, on a platform like this, for 40 minutes? What is he going to talk about? Because there's so many topics to talk about. I was just curious, and joined. And yeah, it's pretty good to hear about purpose, again, and definitely, some new perspective for me. And every time I hear, any of these topics, right? Because even though you feel like you heard this before, but there's always some new takeaways, depending on where we are, and based on our experiences and all that, right? So yeah. So thank you.
Yes, you are there with Pari, elder daughter of Patriji, probably you know. Srinivas is from Los Angeles.
Hello, Srinivasa.
Oh, yeah. Hello. Yeah. Actually, no, I saw you and heard you many times, but yeah, so on a Zoom session like this is first time. So yes.
Very glad to meet you, sir.
Yeah, same here. Yeah. So Chandra, I was going to ask you actually. So I was just wondering, when you introduce to corporate leaders and all, right? I know sometimes we use the spiritual, but do we really need to use that word spiritual? Why not just say mindfulness and meditation and whatever, actually, right?
We're not
I
used.
felt like, when you say spiritual, I don't know if people really understand, what's the difference between spiritual and religious. And, I felt like when you say spiritual, half the people will turn off, and especially in a corporate setting.
We don't use. In my presentations, of course, here I'm talking in this platform here, different platform, different words used. But yes, I know in the West, spiritual means it's religion. Still, meditation means to an extent religion, but we decided, and I decided on this again. I had so many people come up and tell me meditation is religion, but I said no, cannot lose that word. So using meditation, but spiritual, Srinivas, you're right. In our presentation or any literature, that word is instead we use meditation and energy.
Right.
Well, in rare cases, maybe there it can be found, but then by default, we're not constantly talking that way. Okay. We're not constantly using the
Right.
word. But it's a very,
Right,
very
right.
conveniently use meditation, science, meditation. Science of meditation is what we use rather than science of spirituality right now.
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
But
the
if you want to do,
meditation
these are the
actually,
these are various ways you go in, right? That's all it is. But it is not really minimizing anything because science of meditation is the core of science of spirituality anyway, right? Yeah.
right.
Okay. All right.
Thank you so much for being here and sharing the space with all of us, sharing your wisdom with all of us. Thank you so much, and we'll be in touch all as always. Thank you so much, and thank you Srinivas Garu for coming in here and sharing your perspective. So thank you so much, and thank you Chandra for gracing us with your presence for Inner Nature Outer Nature program. Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting. It's always happy to be here in this. Thank you.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you so much.
Right. Thank you, Arshita. Bye, Vinay. Thank you all.
Thank
Bye.
you. Yes, Harshita. You can go ahead with your challenge for the day.
Yes, sir. So, sir, we are actually giving a swag challenge every day. So, today's swag challenge is eco-friendly office. So, let's transform our workplace into an eco-friendly environment by implementing sustainable practices that reduce our wastages, conserve resources, and promote a greener way of working and incorporate plant-based food options for all the employees. So there are certain steps and actions we have to practice to do this eco-friendly office. The first one is recycling the program. That is, establish a comprehensive recycling program in the office to properly dispose of recyclable materials and provide clearly labeled recycle bins throughout the office and educate the employees on what items can be recycled while also offering the compost bins for food waste. And the second step is reducing the paper usage. So encourage paperless practices. That doesn't mean use plastic things. By digitizing the documents and using the electronic communication tools and minimizing the printing, implementing the double-sized printing and set default printer settings to black and white and draft mode to reduce the ink and paper uses. We know that by saving the paper, we can save many lives of trees. So let us all try to reduce the paper usages. And the third one is telecommunicating and carpooling. So let's promote telecommunicating or remote work options for employees to reduce commuting related emissions and energy consumption. So encourage the carpooling or public transportation by providing incentives and also consider organizing a weekly plant-based food delivery service for promoting the remote employees. And the fourth one is energy efficient lighting. Let's replace the traditional incandescent light bulbs with the energy efficient LED bulbs. To reduce the energy consumption, it is very important to save the energy. power electrical energy especially. So, and to install the motor sensors or timers to automatically turn off lights in unoccupied areas and encourage employees to turn off the lights when leaving the rooms. And the fifth one is energy saving equipment. Let's upgrade the office equipment to energy star rated models that consumes the less energy. And let's enable the power saving features on devices and encourage employees to power off equipment when not in use. Consider offering plant based food options during office events or meetings. And the sixth, reusable office supplies. So let's replace the single-use office supplies with reusable alternatives to minimize the waste. Provide refillable ink cartridges, rechargeable batteries, and durable office furniture made from sustainable materials. Offer plant-based options in the office cafeteria or during company-sponsored events. And the seventh one is green commuting options. Let's install bicycle racks or designated parking spaces for bicycles to encourage employees to bike for work. Offer incentives such as bike maintenance workshops, locker facilities, or subsidies for purchasing bicycles or electronic scooters, and provide plant based food options at all company sponsored events. And the eighth, employee education and engagement. Educate the employees about the importance of eco friendly practices and empower them to participate in sustainability initiatives. Host workshops, seminars, or launch and learn sessions on topics such as recycling, energy conservation, sustainable commuting options, and the benefits of a plant based diets. So, what are the benefits that we are going to get by doing all these things? So let's see the benefits. The benefits are reduces the carbon emissions and environmental impact associated with office operating, commuting and food choices. And it lowers the operational cost through energy and resource conservation measures. Improves employee morale, productivity and well-being by promoting a greener and healthier work environment. Demonstrates the corporate responsibility and leadership in sustainability practices to clients, partners, and the community. So, as we discussed all these things, this challenge is not only a challenge for today, it's our responsibility to save the energy, to to reduce the plastic usage and to protect our mother earth. So we have to be aware of all these little things in our life. So let us all practice this challenge. And thank you so much for everyone for joining this session. And this session is brought to you by the Pyramid Spiritual Societies Movement and the PSSM SWAG in collaboration with our own media, PMC English. Thank you all. Have a nice day. And thank you, sir.
Awesome. You've done some amazing job reading
Thank
out.
you, sir.
Great. Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye, Farid.